We are here, man. Here we go. Let me bring up my notes real quick. Just a couple things. I wouldn't even call them notes. It's more like little points of interest.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, man. You know. And welcome back to Talk Smack with Mac. It feels so good, people, to be back behind the mic talking my shit. Talking that good sports shit, music shit. You know how I get down. But I got my boy with me, Shamel, getting back on the pod, man. Well, actually back on the pod for the first time. And we are about to get down, man. Shamel, go ahead and tell the people about yourself while I go fix that camera level.
Y'all already know what it is. Well, y'all about to find out what it is. Shamel Jae, actor, entertainer, host, corporate employee, I guess. And just hit Hall of Fame difficulty on 2K. So
Stop it.
It took a few years, but I can make the worst team on the game seem like the best team because for some odd reason they have very unrealistic defense on their point guards. So
on which one?
On 23.
See, look, this is my thing with 2K, bro. So I used to be on 2K. Ask about me. I used to run the point. I'm talking about getting triple doubles, playing the best defense you'll ever see, no turnovers. Kind of like Chris Paul, but I couldn't shoot. My dude couldn't shoot just because I can never get the shooting down playing at the rec or playing on the blacktop.
Right.
That motherfucking shit fucked me up. So I was like, you know what?
The pacing is different. Like
when
you
the way
play
the
my
bar goes up
career,
and shit, and I'm like, fuck it, take the bar off so I could just get the flow down.
Right.
And it never worked. It never worked for me, right? So I'm like, fuck it. Let me make a guy that can't shoot anyways. I'm gonna negate the fucking problem. Then I'm gonna max out on my other shit. So I'm going to the whole hard. I'm talking about playing defense, wingspan out of this world, shutting shit down. But then the next game comes out.
and you got to do it all
and now
over
you
again.
have to spend 759 hours to get back to that point to where you're even like competitive online because you got these kids and these grown kids,
right.
playing this game 79 motherfucking hours a week. It's like, how can you keep up?
Bro, so my advice to everybody who don't want to spend $50 on VC and don't want to
We ain't got that.
Don't want to spend 70-some hours in the park getting 248 experience points each game. Play your My Career. You will get to 99 so quick playing your My Career because you're already good. My Career is way easier than the city because all the game going to do is planned animations. You play long enough, you know every planned animation. You play the same team in the same conference long enough, you know how the person you guard and shoot. So when you get them in game 2, game 3, game 4 of the season, it's like, oh, I know you're going to fake first. I'm not even going to jump on the first one. Like, oh, I know you can't shoot free throws. I don't mind fouling you.
I'm gonna smack your. That's just having basketball IQ in real life. Shit, you gotta watch the game, baby. You gotta watch the game.
But here's why I say the crazy part about it. For some odd reason, with 2K24, they fucked up the defense.
Is it overpower or underpower?
It's overpower, bro. Like, for example, my player is a slasher, right? Mm-hmm. This man is 6'7", right? A shooting guard at 6'7", driving strength out of this world, dunking on 96, right?
Some Scottie Pippen-esque.
Getting locked up by Steph Curry.
Oh man, stop it!
Locked up by Trae Young.
How are you with the handles and the joystick and shit?
So
that's where it left me. As I'm getting a little bit older and the video games are evolving, and I don't get to dedicate as much time. As soon as with the handles is like you got a joystick down, left, right.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a GTA fucking cheat code and shit.
So in 22, I was fire with it. In 23, I didn't make my playmaking high enough, so I had very
just kept fumbling the ball.
Yep. So I don't even do it no more. I just left, right, like I'll cross you over while I'm driving.
Yeah, a little AI.
Yep. Like do that.
Keep it simple.
Like that's what I do. So like for me, I'll score. I'm gonna be real. I don't. You know how people be scoring hundreds of points in their My Career game. Mm-hmm. I ain't did that since 2K21. In 24, because of this overpowered defense, I get you 90. But
90 points.
90 points.
Man, how long are the quarters at your
They
point?
long as shit. But
man, stop.
look,
I'm running 5-minute quarters, bro, and fuck the records.
But look, here
I'm gonna drop a little 40, 10, and 9 on
now,
you.
you know what's the funny part? Like you said about shooting, my dude shooting is good, but I can't get the timing down.
See what I'm
So I'm getting, of them 90 points, 82 of them is dunks.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shit. That's when I started passing, get my alley-oop passing down too, because let that the help defender come in on me. Oh, I'm just lobbing it up.
You seen what they did with the receiving the lob though, right?
Shit,
now
I ain't played in about 2 years.
Now there's a dunk timer. So if you go up for the
respect, and I'm sure that timer is going to be easier with the higher dunk.
It's easier with the higher
and
dunk,
badges.
But it also depends on your matchup. So like they'll do some dumb shit, right? Russell Westbrook, because when you start the game, Russell Westbrook was on the Lakers. So before the roster updates, Russell Westbrook pass you a lob with Jokic on you or Rudy Gobert on you. Nigga, I'm 6'7".
He'll do that though.
Look, bro, I'm 6'7". Rudy
Russ is
Gobert
throwing
is
that
7'1". You go up for the lob, Rudy Gobert stick his hand up. And
if it's Rudy Gobert in real life,
life,
Russ is trying to dunk on his
oh yeah,
ass.
for sure.
No, Russ will really make that lob though, so that's
And
realistic.
that's why we had so many turnovers when he was a Laker.
Yeah. All right, so how you feeling about the Lakers, man? How you feel like they did in free agency?
I think they did. Well, so here's my thing. First of all, Jackson Hayes, in my opinion, is just like Rui Hachimura. Undersung like a muff on the team that should have sung his praises. It's like
he was sitting behind a really good center, though, bro.
He was sitting behind a really good power forward.
Nah, Jonas Valanciunas is
you talking about Valanciunas?
Center,
I'm talking about when Zion's available and Jonas is hurt. They be putting Zion at center. My bad. That's why. So that's who I was referring to.
Okay, I got you. Shit, Zion ain't played since he got drafted. It seems like
Zion been playing in a different game.
Yeah, he needs to keep that shit in his pants and focus on them games, man. Shit, get his big ass in the gym and get into running around this shit.
But for real, with the Lakers, they honestly needed to run that back. Like, when you look at it, one might say they had the easiest back half of the year. You could say that. But, like, when you look at who they played in the back half of the year, half of them made the playoffs. Like, so it's like, how easy was that back half of their season?
Yeah, for real. And then you got to put the severity of each win that they got too.
Oh yeah,
because the last, like you said, the last about 8th of the season, it was a must-win game every game.
Yeah, and the reason I think they should run this lineup back, like they didn't really have to gut like they did in 2021. The reason I feel like that is because you made it to the conference finals. Mm-hmm. And when you think about how much you had to spend to get there, you got a low-paid team, and they're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
there's not too many below-average players. There's not too many superstars outside of the top two, but they got all very solid players.
And that's what you need if you're going to face Denver again in the playoffs next year. Because one thing Denver and Miami showed where they were good basketball teams.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't two superstars. It was
depth.
Yeah. Like,
the depth that they had to be able to take the pressure off of those stars.
Who you bringing off the bench for me? Oh, dang, I got problems with him too. So Lakers been needing that. I think the Russ deal was as bad as everybody thought it was going to be. Not necessarily.
I was trying to be so optimistic, bro.
I was too, I was like, man, we're gonna make it. And then, you know what's the worst part though? The worst part is how bad they say Russ play versus seeing him in person. It was not nearly as bad as they said on TV. Like, I went to Lakers Pelicans in 2022. You remember that was the game we needed to win to make the playoffs, and we lost it. And then LeBron sat the rest of the season out. Mm-hmm. He wanted to show he wasn't stat chasing.
Yeah,
what's the point of getting closer to the
shit.
Scoring record if I'm not going to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Now everybody gonna talk about me.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, seeing Russ in person, bro, it's like, when you think about it, 6 turnovers in 48 minutes ain't as bad as it sounds.
He said in 48 minutes, that boy is out there running 100 miles an hour the whole time, too.
You know him and LeBron, for some odd reason, was playing 40-plus minutes a game and losing. Like,
it just didn't work. It didn't. You thought D-Wade couldn't shoot? Shit. Hey, Russ would do some shit. The thing I always give Russ credit for is that he's going to leave it on the court. That boy is going. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you make so many dumbass mistakes.
The crazy part is when he got traded, I think he got traded to the Jazz initially. And then the Jazz gave him to the Clippers. Well, not gave him, but like.
Oh, yeah, he got bought out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the crazy part is even when he went to the Jazz, I was like, he about to be a way better player. And then they went to the Clippers and showed that, oh, shit.
And play like a superstar.
Right.
Motherfucker, you know why? Because they have a bunch of good wing defenders that can shoot threes.
Well, and you know what else? You seen what Pat Bev said. He said it's something different about playing with LeBron. Like when you think about it, we could say it. The team in basketball isn't the Lakers. The team in basketball is whoever LeBron played for. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Cleveland was the team in basketball when he was up there. Miami was the team in basketball. Now he on the Lakers. If he went to the Celtics would be the team in basketball.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're the face.
Whenever Bronny go, if LeBron leaves the Lakers for whatever team Bronny's on, that's all we're gonna hear about all year.
Well, hey, hopefully, I'm hoping we get a good. Let him kill it for us for like 2 more seasons, right? And then Bronny comes to the league, and we do a sign and trade, and somehow get like 2 first-round picks.
We need some first-round picks back, bro. Like, we've been picking 30 for the last how many years?
But we've been capitalizing on it. That's the thing with the Lakers scouting department. It's like, bro, I understand getting rid of the draft picks, but damn, these motherfuckers hit when we got them.
The crazy part is, why are all the undrafted players doing well? Like, even Jose Alvaro, I think that's how you say his last name. Jose Alvarado for the Pelicans. Son, 5'10". I'm exaggerating. He's probably not 5'10".
The little sneaky homie on the sidelines, yeah?
Yeah. Got a $6 million contract, and I'm probably going to do way better on the next one.
Look at half the Miami Heat's roster. They're all undrafted motherfuckers, and they all got paid. So let's talk about Austin Reeves. I feel like the Lakers lucked out. You know, with all the rumors going into the offseason of teams basically trying to just hike up the price on the Lakers. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen, and we ended up getting them for 4 years, $56 million. That's an absolute steal.
You know what else I think, though? I think one, when you look at the contract he was already on, it's like going from a job that pay you $15 an hour to a job that pay you $25. It's like, I probably deserve $30. But I'm gonna take this 25, and I'm gonna stay here, like, because if he continues to do well through this next contract, you already know he's gonna get a max. I think what the Lakers didn't want to do, what Rob Pelinka didn't want to do, was give up another Alex Caruso.
Oh, for sure.
Because we gave up Alex Caruso and KCP, and it was like, why?
2 of the best guard defenders in the league. Alex Caruso was
why
just
did we give up
first-team
JaVale
all-defense.
McGee? Like, why'd we give up the 2020 team? That made no sense. We gave up everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we gave up Kyle went to the Wizards and started balling.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. He was hustling out there. That boy was averaging a career high in rebounds and was putting the ball in the basket. It was a leader for that Wizards team. You know, it's hard thinking the team that we have and the team we gave up. And it was because we went out against, that was when we went out against the Suns in the first round, right? Everybody was injured. Braun was hurt. Yep. Was playing on the foot. AD got hurt. And we were still beating their ass, too.
But that's the thing that's weird to me about the league today. The weird thing about the league today to me is you fire the team you won a championship with. Mm-hmm. You fire the coach that got you to the playoffs 7 years in a row, Philadelphia.
Frank Vogel was fucking up, though.
Oh, Frank was. Don't get me wrong. Frank was. I think honestly, that wasn't the team he was supposed to be coaching.
Yeah, I feel that. It was not put together to help him succeed.
You had a team full of established household names that year he fucked up. You had Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, who's listening to Frank?
That's a old ass team.
Dwight Howard.
I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, these motherfuckers are used to being the stars, and now they're getting paid the vet minimum. They definitely ain't about to go out there and hustle and fucking die for loose balls and shit.
With the exception of Austin Reeves and Dennis Schroeder. Wait, Dennis Schroeder wasn't on that team. My bad. With the exception of Austin Reeves and some 11th and 12th men, everybody was an all-star at one point. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody on that, but everybody was late 30s.
Late 30s.
So it's like, you fire Frank Vogel, and it's like, I mean, honestly, that's not the team he should have coached. Like, all of these people have been to the conference finals before. They not listening to you. I think
they weren't hustling. That was the first time I ever watched basketball, Lakers basketball, and I've been watching for a long time, where a team just didn't try.
Oh, yeah.
I just turned the fucking TV off. I was sitting there watching, I was like, that motherfucker didn't even try. And then it was like a fucking infection. Like, all the other players just stopped trying. I was like, I am not watching this shit. We down by 35 in the beginning of the third quarter, man. Fuck this.
You knew it was bad when LeBron James started walking out the arena before the game was over.
Man, he made it a habit, too. Mm-hmm. There's some dark times in the last couple of years, man.
Right. It's because they never got their parade.
Fucking COVID. All right, so back to the free agent signings, man. So you snag Austin Reeves on the low,
right?
4 years. And then you go out, you get Rui Hachimura, you give him $17 million a year. I think, you know, with the way that the cap is going up, increasing, that contract is going to look better in the second and third year. But even so, if he plays like how he played in the playoffs, like, get that boy his back. He was playing fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
You get D'Lo back for, you know, they was talking at one point, beginning of last season or beginning of this past season, he was asking for 4 years and $100 million from the Timberwolves to get in 2 years, $38 million, or $36 million. So it's like, that's a fucking steal. Right. No matter how he performed in the Western Conference Finals against the Nuggets, which was a motherfucking dud, the dude is still a baller. He can still alleviate a lot of pressure off of LeBron and AD at times. When he gets hot, that boy is about to let it go.
Perfect example is the whole season after the trade deadline. Like, all we was talking about was D'Lo and AR and occasionally Lonnie Walker.
Mm-hmm. Every seventh game, that boy was dropping 20 on your head. And then, you know, I do want to jump back over to AR, man. Like, his improvement as a Laker fan, I'm sure you watch as much as I do. I'm watching at least 73 games a year, regular season.
See, I got to get DirecTV because you know you can't use League Pass living here because it falls under that TV
I be on
contract.
my shit. I be on. Let's just. I'll leave it at that. But I be on my shit. I got you.
Oh, let me get your cable.
But no. Austin Reeves' development throughout the season, and I would say his confidence.
Oh, yeah.
The way he was driving to the basket, the way he was running the pick and roll, the way he was able to draw fouls and get fouled and convert.
Right.
We were seeing it game in and game out multiple times per game. There's literally times when he was taking games over.
Yeah.
He's hustling on defense. He ain't the super uber athletic guy, but he's making the right plays.
When have we ever heard of an undrafted player getting halfway leading your team this back half of the season?
Yeah. A LeBron James, Anthony Davis team. That's crazy.
Like, people was worried it was crazy because AR started getting more consistent than AD. It was like, we know we're going to get a game out of AR. And then towards the back half of the season, Rui was like, oh, what were the Wizards doing with you? Mm-hmm.
It's shit. As soon as Rui got benched, and as soon as he came back, I think they sat him down. They said, look, let's get back from this road trip. We're going to sit down. We're going to find a spot for you because we know you're the shit. And then they found him that spot, playing big man with him and Bron and just letting him stretch the floor, kind of do his thing, take over the mid-range. He was converting threes. He was playing excellent defense and rebounding. Bruce was like, shit, I got this. I can. It's easy with Bron. Shit, you just got to do this shit and fucking hustle a little bit.
You notice this was also the first year in like 10 years that we didn't have to see LeBron handle the ball after they traded everybody.
Because look at the ball handlers that you have. Like, pretty much every time the Lakers are on the court, they have a 5-man or 4-man rotation that can handle the ball up and down the court. And then you have 2 ball handlers that can actually set up the offense, get guys in the right position. You know, you got D'Lo, you got AR, you got Bron. Jared Vanderbilt was handling the ball. I ain't gonna say he's gonna set anything up, but he could rebound and go. AD could rebound and go. And then coming off the bench, now we got Gabe Vincent, who he could do the same thing. He's rebounding and go. He's playing that Dennis Schroeder position, kind of.
It's still crazy to me that both Denver and Miami let go of players that got them to the finals. That's wild. Like, how you let them go?
All right, so
now, Miami, I get it.
Let's segment over to Miami. They let Gabe Vincent, Strus, let both of them guys walk. Both of those guys got paid decent money because they're banking on the Damian Lillard.
But if Portland don't want to give them to you, you ain't going to get. A perfect example is Kyrie leaving the Nets. I'm gonna give you to who I want to give you to, and you want to, and you asked out with 3 years left in your contract.
Dame's situation and Kyrie's situation is a lot different.
So the only thing I would say is the owner could be petty because they just lost C.J. McCollum not too long ago. So it's like, oh, our superstars are, and you made this public. C.J. McCollum just went. You made this public in the offseason that you're demanding a trade, and then your agent came behind you and said, if it's not Miami, we don't want it. And so now, as Portland's ownership, I might pull what's the owner of the Nets name?
I forget his name.
Josiah, I think.
Yeah, but he don't give a fuck. He's gonna be like, shit, well, I can trade you anywhere but the Heat.
Right.
And if the Heat want him, we want 74 first-round picks.
Yep. The only way the Heat gonna get you is if I trade you to somebody or somebody trades you to them. Like,
and that ain't gonna happen.
The Heat don't have what they need to give up to get Dame.
Well, shit. You don't think a package of Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and some picks would do it?
I would say no because of the other teams that are at the table.
Okay, mention them. And what do they got?
So, for real, Boston can just do a flat trade. They could get Jaylen Brown up out of there and bring Dame Lillard over. The issue is that's not enticing enough for Portland, so Boston would have to give up something else.
So I think that's crazy. Because if you do the straight-up swap, because if I'm Boston, I'm staying firm on that. You got to go straight up. If I'm Portland, I would do it, bro. Jaylen Brown next to fucking Scoot. You know, Scoot can't shoot. He's going to be driving to the basket. Jaylen Brown's going to be able to play good defense and be able to stretch the floor. They would be able to play good together for the next 10 years plus. So that's looking enticing.
The issue, though, is then at that point, Boston not going to be able to trade Dame Lillard away because you done gave up arguably a I'll say top 15 player. I really say top 10.
Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
He ain't top 10. I
wouldn't
give
say
him top 20, 100%.
I say top 10 backcourt.
I would have to put my mind to that, but I'm not going to argue against that either. That boy he's a hooper for sure.
Yeah. But it's like to give up Dame Lillard, like what would you have to give to Boston? Because it ain't nobody else going to do no one-to-one trade. Because with the exception of Memphis, like they might give up Ja.
No, that'd be dumb as hell.
Like,
because you got to think of the long term too. Because Dame could pull some James Harden shit next season, and be like, man, I want out. Fuck this.
True.
And then also teams got to be wary of Damian Lillard getting paid like $70 million at 38 years old.
Right. Because if you get him, you got to take that financial responsibility too.
Versus, are you going to give Jaylen Brown pretty much the same money? But he's, 7-8 years younger?
Oh, yeah. And I honestly think you take him out of Boston and put him on another team away from Jason Tatum.
He'll shine even more.
Oh, yeah. He might he might unarguably become a top 5 backcourt. Like, instantly. Like, when you think about it, like, I would say the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum thing, I would compare it to what I used to say about Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.
What the fuck you used to say?
Jaren Jackson Jr. sometimes play better than Ja Morant, but we only talk about Ja Morant.
If you take Ja off that team, Jaren Jackson Jr. is not going to move the needle whatsoever.
Bro, you took Ja off the team for 14 games and they won 12 of them.
But when it matters most.
When it matters most, look, I want to see how they play without Dylan
Jaren
Brooks.
Jackson Jr. is way more replaceable on that team than Ja. Because as soon as Steven Adams comes back, that's a dog.
But one might argue that Jaylen Brown is way more replaceable. And that was the only analogy I was making. I don't think Jaylen Brown gets as much credit as he should because Jason Tatum plays with him. Just like I don't think Jaren Jackson Jr. get as much credit because Ja Morant is your team star. Like,
I'm so glad you didn't say Desmond Bain because, boy, we all know that. Hey, congrats to him and that contract he signed.
He got away with highway robbery.
Man, good for you, boy, because damn,
bro.
Memphis is dumb as shit. I would have traded his ass for sure. Fuck that. I am not giving you. He's getting paid like Steph Curry money almost down there.
Yeah, bro. Like
that's crazy. Fuck that.
Wild, bro. He don't.
I think CJ McCollum is a better player than him.
Oh yeah.
CJ ain't getting paid that.
Facts. Look, New Orleans ain't paying nobody for real. Bro. All their money is tied up in this $300 million contract for a player that won't step on the court.
They should have known better, man. New Orleans, Zion's hungry ass. He got food. He got all them fucking boils and shit like that going down all the time. He's smacking all the fucking seafood and just fucking hoes.
Yep.
He said, fuck basketball. My contract's guaranteed.
You know what? This ain't even that kind of podcast because I was going to double back to the one chick, but
but bring it up. I don't give a fuck.
Bro, you seen she posted that she was pregnant?
Hell no. I don't keep up on none of that shit. I just understand that bitch is crazy. You talk about the one that got his name tatted on her face?
Yes, she did do that. Oh my God, why did she do that? And she did it after.
She's so confused.
Like, bro,
she said, I'm gonna out you, try to steal your money, and then get your name tatted on my face.
Bro,
joke's on you.
Bro, she was a Brazzers porn star. So like now
she's branded. She's owned.
like, bro, like you, like we
is
all.
That the theme song to it?
Yeah. That's the hub. She was on Brazzer. She wasn't on the hub. You feel me?
Shit, that's good.
It's like when you look at something like that, like. You already know Brazzers was the site we wish we didn't have to pay for it. Like it was like they show the ads at the top of the website and be like, "Yo, what the hell is going on over there?"
Yeah.
First,
the good ones too,
right? First trial is $1 a day.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
$1 a day. Then after them 30 days, it's like $129.97.
Right?
Something crazy. Shit, that's an 05.
Man, look. Hey, you get caught up with letting that little trial period lapse.
Oh, you get smacked. You can be on the phone with the credit card company for a minute talking about fraud.
Right, like, oh, really?
You say shit for $1 a day for 30 days, and that 31st day is fraud.
Right, you just noticed.
You check my statement.
You got a transaction notification coming to your phone every time you use the debit card.
Oh, that's good shit, man.
My fault. I got us off topic.
No, you good, man. So, tell me about the Heat. Tell me about the Heat and the Blazers, man. Are we going to assume that this is going to happen? Because if not, Miami's fucked. They just went to the finals. I would say another Cinderella story. At what point do we stop saying Cinderella story around these Miami Heat? Because these boys just go out there and win when it matters most.
Bro, you know how bad I wanted it to be Lakers Heat just so everybody could shut up about the bubble.
Oh damn, we just smacked their ass again.
Oh, yeah. Bro,
it would have been bad.
Bro, that's
Braun on one leg was fucking everybody up.
Bro, that's exactly how I felt. Like it was like when we was playing the Nuggets and I thought, hey, maybe we'll come back. Like at 2-0. Like when we was playing them, I was like, I hope the Heat win this series because I would love to play them in the finals. Like we already know it'd have been 4-1 again. Like,
yeah, but you know what? It's just shit happens. Same thing happened in the bubble, but
so with
we beat the Nuggets. And then now Nuggets got their back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're coming back, man. We're coming back. But this Heat team, there has to be some type of combination of Tyler Hero for sure. Then is it Kyle Lowry or is it Duncan Robinson? So the thing is with Duncan Robinson, he was almost an untradeable player, like a weight. The boy got $90 million and then for a very long time was just unplayable. His shot wasn't falling. He doesn't play defense. And he just sat on the bench making all that cash.
Like Ben Simmons.
Yeah. But he came back in the playoffs and in the season. He started playing good, started knocking down shots, was hustling on defense, kind of rejuvenated himself, right? So it has some type of value. Say if the Blazers do find him valuable, they take Tyler Hero, they take Duncan Robinson, and they take, I'm going to say 3 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps. You want him that bad, you got to give me 5.
I guess that's a good question. And so what do you think? You think that's their price?
I think there's going to have to be somewhere around that. But it's crazy because Bradley Beal just got traded for 2 popsicle sticks and a rubber band, so I don't really know what's going on out there. Yeah. You know, if you're on the receiving end of the Lakers getting the trade, best believe you're getting fucked over every time, other than the Westbrook trade. I don't know how we got that bag of players for, like, nothing.
Bro.
There was, like, a 2027 first-round pick. Bro. I was like, I don't give a fuck, one, because by 2027, 2028, the motherfucking Vegas is going to have a team, and I'm out, bitch.
Yeah.
Trade them picks. Fuck them picks. Shit, let's get a ring. I'm trying to win now.
Bro, like, that's how I feel, too, bro. Like, honestly, when Seattle and Vegas get their team, first of all, Memphis going to the Eastern Conference.
Makes sense.
And then I think it'll be even, right? Yeah, it'll be even. It'll be 16-16.
Because of -1 + 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, the crazy part is we might see one of those expansion drafts.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't have
2, right? It'll be 2.
Yep, because you can't have the Supersonics and the Vegas, whatever we're going to call ourselves.
With a whole bunch of, like, college layovers and shit.
Right.
It's got to be somewhat fair like the Golden Knights went through.
Right.
The Golden Knights and the Aces came was like, man, fuck y'all. We're about to win. We're about to. And then now the Aces are going to be like the GOAT team ever right now.
Oh, yeah. But then,
which after signing Candace Parker, I was like, yeah, they're about to be ridiculous. What the fuck? But then, you know, where was that? What was that? Before the fucking Aces and the Vegas and the team. Oh, yeah, trade them picks, man. Fuck them picks.
Yeah. The only thing is, I think the crazy thing is the league superstars are getting so balanced now. Like it almost none of the
dynamic duos versus the big threes.
Right.
We saw that shift change when Braun left. And then it started falling apart. The Warriors kept their shits. Yep. But are you going to consider... Yeah, their big 3 is gangsters, so they're pretty dope.
Well, you know,
let's touch on them a little bit. How you feel like about that Jordan Poole for the Chris Paul trade? It's a little wonky fit, but Chris Paul is still motherfucking Chris Paul. And if you need him for 50 games in the regular season or 40 games in the regular season coming off the bench, CP3, suck it the fuck up. You're old. You're playing with Steph motherfucking Curry. So sit your ass on the bench. Come into the game.
Don't even make him sit.
Run this shit.
Let him run points. Steph is a shooting guard, bro.
Stop.
Steph is a shooting guard. Clay is a small forward. Draymond is a power forward.
I mean, you could do that, but why? They're playing opposite games. Like, imagine Chris Paul trying to run with Steph Curry and fucking Klay Thompson.
He could set up the plays better.
He could, but then what is Draymond doing? Now Draymond is
now he got to play defense,
but he's nullified on offense.
Facts.
Now everybody is fanning out because they know Draymond ain't gonna do shit. Draymond ain't even the threat on the inside.
Facts.
So it's gonna hurt them. He has to come off the bench, and coming off the bench, he
came off the bench well last year.
With who?
When Draymond came off the bench well last year.
Oh no, Draymond ain't gonna come off the bench. Keep him started. That big 3 has won 4 championships. Why in the fuck are you gonna change anything? Let Draymond bring the ball up the court. Tell them motherfuckers run around a little bit, run off screens. I'm gonna hit you. You make it. It's fucking like it's tried and true. Don't change that. I don't give a fuck if CP3 is coming. He has a little attitude because he wants to start. bro, you've been on like 7 teams in 7 years. You got to suck it the fuck up.
The more I've been paying attention to it, the more CP3 kind of got the aura of an asshole.
He has that aura of like Kobe and Mike and shit. Yeah, he's probably an asshole. But everywhere he goes, he wins. CP3 is one of my favorite players ever to touch a basketball court.
I see. I gave up when they didn't let him come to the Lakers.
I was hurt.
Like, the league blocking that was foul.
Yeah, that was the fakest shit ever. Because it would have been CP3, Kobe, Dwight, and Powell. We would have won 17 championships, bro. Stop it. If Kobe would have got 9.
Yep.
Kobe,
they said
no
also,
lie, Kobe would have got at least 1 more to match Michael.
Bro, they also said, honestly, with that trade, Lakers could have got LeBron back then. And still had Kobe on the team.
Because they had a max slot.
Yeah, and LeBron.
But that wouldn't have happened.
But remember
that would have broke everything.
But remember back then, LeBron and KD weren't worth what they're worth now. You could have got both of them for the price you're paying for them now. Or like half the price you're paying for him now. Back then, bro.
LeBron was still that motherfucker with the value.
But he wasn't getting $300 million contracts then.
If
he was getting
they
like
were
50.
allowed, shit.
He was getting like 50.
If they were allowed, he would have been getting that shit. That's for damn sure shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what's up, man?
Oh,
Dame to the Heat. Tell me.
I think if that happens, I think we're going to be honest about the Eastern Conference. I don't think we've been honest about the Eastern Conference because I think we've been blinded by how good the Western Conference is.
Hey, Eastern Conferences suck, and Brian was just Superman and was bringing scrub teams, minus the Heat, to the finals. Literally, first Cavs team, scrubs.
Yep.
Next Cavs team, Kyrie.
Then he left.
And then fucking Kyrie and Kevin Love. And then after that, he brought like...
Bro...
They blew it up at the like almost what we did this year, but it was just like he didn't have no AD or nothing like that on the team. He was super god,
bro. I look at it like this. If you put Dame Lillard and Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and a solid ass,
that's a good ass fit.
Like
the fact how great that fit would be. You got Bam, the young guy. He's 26, probably gonna be 27 heading into next season. He plays defense. He's the big guy. He has some offensive moves. We've seen finally because I'm a fan of his, but he's been stagnant in his progression the last few years. He's been good, but he hasn't been getting better. That had me a little worried. So it's like, bro, you're 23, 24, 25. Right. You should be getting better, dog. You shouldn't be staying the same. But we saw a little bit of progression, especially in these in the playoffs.
Yep.
He was like really doing some shit that I've been hoping him to do. Now you pair him with Dame, who's if Steph Curry wasn't a thing, we'd be talking about Dame being one of the greatest point guards ever. But since Steph is doing what he's doing, Dame has got overshadowed for sure. But he's amazing.
You seen
top 3 point guard shooter all time?
You seen RDC World made a video about that?
Who?
RDC World, the people who be doing the LeBron James after a loss videos.
Oh, yeah.
So they did a video on that. They was like how the media covers superstars when they have a good game versus how they cover small market teams. And it was like Luka had a 51-point game the same day that Dame had that 71-point game. Mm-hmm. And everybody was talking about Luka's game. And it's like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think it'd be an argument and probably in favor of Dame if he was on a team that was a good team. Like, you put him on let's say you put him on the Kings. I guarantee you Warriors wasn't walking past the Kings last playoffs. Mm-hmm. Draymond might have still stumped on Sabonis. But just like,
you grabbed my leg, motherfucker. I'm telling you, shit.
The
Fuck
memes that came out of that was hilarious. But you put him on.
He stepped on his ass hard as fuck too.
Bro, you put him on them. You put him on the Knicks. You put him on.
Put him on the Knicks and what? He would not take them over the top
last year. Not
because there's no way they would give up Jalen Brunson and Dame as a backcourt is not gonna. They ain't about to do it.
But what I'm saying before they got Brunson, like when
RJ Barrett, Julius, and then Mitch, and then Dame.
Yeah.
He had some decent pieces. I don't
Like,
know.
I think-
I'm still
so
not
here-
a big fan of him going to the Knicks.
Here's what I think. I think a lot of the people are saying the West Conference is weak right now. Is because all the teams in the West? You know, they were saying that all year. Like the Eastern Conference is the harder conference in basketball. And I think what they
gotta
were really
prove that shit.
What they were ignoring was the fact that the reason half of the West had losing records is because they were playing the West.
Yeah, exactly.
They were losing to
Exactly.
each other. Like, you remember, it was 6 teams tied for 7th seed at one point. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody was like, they just need to win one because they got the tiebreaker. Like,
Really counting tiebreakers and shit for the man. We could get the 3rd seed. We could be in the plan. We don't really know. Fucking stress as fuck,
bruh.
Like last 2 months of the season, I'm just like, God damn, I had a full head of hair and
a
shit.
team could, in the Western Conference, a team could have went from 13 to 7 over the weekend. And don't let it be a holiday weekend.
Man, we about to get a top 3 pick. We got the 5th seed. Shit, I don't really know what's going on. And then at that point, it's like, shit, do you want the 5th seed? Get knocked in the first round? You want the top 3 pick?
Right.
Shit, this is a little crazy, man.
Hey, look, if you're Miami, you don't care what seed you are. What Jimmy Butler say after every game? No, we're just going to go out there and play. No, I'm not worried.
Hey, he's such a dog, bro. I don't know as a basketball fan how you cannot be a fan of Jimmy Butler.
Bro, his playoff interviews this year were hilarious, bro. Like, look, hey, you just lost 2 straight to the Celtics. How you? Not worried. I keep telling y'all I'm fine. Like, look, you know
Stone Cold Killer.
You know what the Heat did that the Nuggets didn't do that they were supposed to do?
What?
Made the NBA money.
Yeah, Nuggets are boring as shit.
Bro.
Boring
look,
as shit.
My thing is, even if you know you could sweep the Lakers, do it in 6. Sell more
Hey,
tickets.
you ain't lying. It's a dirty, cold game, but at that point, it's like you don't want to roll that dice against LeBron James.
I'm looking at Jimmy Butler interviews, and then after they blew them out in Game 7, I was like, oh, that's why he was fine. They were making the NBA money. It's like, hey, let's make this interesting. Let's sell out TD Garden for Game 7, and then let's send them home. Like,
hey, shit. I don't know, man. It sounds good. It sounds like some Jimmy Butler shit.
Bro, like,
that
'cause
boy
my
got a
thing is,
handshake deal talking about pay me $5 million on the side untaxed if I take it to Game 7.
3 straight clear victories when the Heat was up 3-0. The Celtics had 3 clear straight and then went home and got blown out. What that sound like to you? That sound like we could have did this.
That sounds like a setup. Shit, the Celtics is having their heart played with.
Right.
Yeah, my Jimmy Butler and Bam and shit was like puppeteers.
You
Just like, man,
remember
we gonna
when,
fuck with these guys.
You remember when Jimmy Butler got Al Horford back?
No, I don't remember that.
So in that game, in Game 1, Al Horford went like this because they was up. They still lost Game 1, but they was up. So Al Horford went like this. In Game 3, when they shot that dagger, Jimmy went down on the sideline in front of the announcer table and went like this to Al Horford.
He did the picture shit too.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I love that shit. Talk shit. Talk a little bit of shit, man. It makes it interesting. That's what us fans want to hear and see. You go out there, you talk some shit, get a little crazy. All right, so one last team I want to touch on, man, before I get your general consensus of the season and the play out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The Suns. They go out there, they like I mentioned before, they trade 2 popsicle sticks and a rubber band. Get Bradley Beal, who that boy's played about as many games as John Wall, it seems like, in the last handful of years. So it's like, if you get him, he'll get you 35 real quick if you need it. But if he ain't healthy, he ain't healthy. But then more so the fit next to KD and Devin Booker. I really feel
Did
like
they trade DeAndre?
No, they still got him, man. That's the unsung hero that really balances this out. There's the down and dirty guy that's gonna get the rebounds, play defense, and hold down the paint.
I think they'll win round 1.
I feel like around 1. The only reason I'll say more is just because of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker was playing like a god in the playoffs.
My Kevin Durant 36, right?
Probably something like
He
that.
on the other side of 35.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know that he got LeBron durability.
Especially after that blown Achilles. But don't see that boy he was in the 55-40-90 club last year. It don't seem like he gives a fuck.
Right.
He'll go out there on one leg and make it happen. That boy is crazy.
I
But I
think-
just don't think Bradley Beal is going to. All the respect to Bradley Beal, the homie's a hooper. But the fit next to Devin Booker in the backcourt.
You also gave up your bench too, so that's why
they're thin, bro.
I think they'll get through round one if they finish 5 in the season. You got to finish 5 or 6 in the regular season to win round one. If you finish 8 seed, I'm sorry, Denver or LA or who I got at 1 and 2. One of them is knocking you out if you sit in the 8 seed because your bench cannot keep up with their bench.
And then it's like, they're in the situation like the Lakers were in. Say KD gets hurt. Oh,
Yeah. Like
Devin
you got
Booker
nobody.
gets hurt. It's like y'all can still win games, but the toll. Say Devin Booker gets hurt, or say Bradley Beal. The motherfucker's always hurt. Say Bradley Beal gets hurt. The toll that's going to be on KD and Devin Booker every night to go and get 35, 40 points to win is going to be tough.
Here go the other part that we kind of touched on, but we ain't really talk about. Look who you gave up for Bradley Beal. Like, you ain't really get an improvement. Like, you actually made you made your team longevity wise worse.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
For sure.
Like deeper in the season when these older gentlemen
Start wearing down, and they're not playing the second of back-to-back.
because they don't work out in the summer for some reason.
D. Aiden is uninterested.
Now you see, if we get in 2021 DeAndre Ayton, I think they can make it to the conference finals.
Is that when they played the Bucks in the finals? All right, so he wasn't missing.
Right. If they get in
He was like, he'll be
2021,
10 for 11, 20, 26 points, 13 rebounds.
and it's not that far fetched for them to get 2021 DeAndre Ayton. Like it's,
He don't have to do much. If you got Devin Booker hot, KD, it don't even matter. If he's hot, they have to be double teamed. So that means you got one-on-one presence in the paint. Go to work with your big-ass fucking number one pick-ass. Go do what you're supposed to do.
I think this no basketball knowledge having owner really screwed the Suns with that trade for KD. Because, like, when you look at who they gave up,
They were in like the 7th seed type shit. They weren't winning, but they gave up a lot of young ballers, bro.
they weren't winning, but
Cam
D.
and
Booker
Mikal.
was also injured at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's
But
like,
he's swinging for the fences. He was like, man, I'm about to try to go all in and see what
they
happens.
gave up a
And
lot of picks, too.
He solidified that with the Bradley Beal trade. He's like, man, I'm gonna triple down and try to make sure that we're gonna do something. If they go and they lose in the second round, like you're saying, everybody's gonna be gone. I think.
You know what I just realized? This owner is running it like a business, not like a basketball team. Because when you think about what he did,
Looks good on paper.
he just sold out this PayPal Arena. I think they play in PayPal, or they play into
In
it.
Phoenix, whatever the fuck it is.
He just sold out their arena.
Hell yeah.
Every home
Big
game.
names. Yeah.
So it's like when you look at it from a business standpoint, I don't care if they make the finals. I care if we sell tickets. They can-
Winning ball games also sells tickets though.
that's true. I
I
think,
think he's trying to get the best of both worlds.
yeah, because I think he got a good enough team to have a winning record. I don't think he got a finals contender. He got a playoff contention team, but I don't think he got a finals contender.
The only way they think they can, if all three of them big guys get hot,
Yeah.
they could win whatever the fuck they want to win because that's a lot of firepower. But
only
are they
thing-
going to play defense though?
The only thing I would say is with how solid the West is, like, if we being real, right? Denver's going back. Lakers are going back. Warriors are likely going back.
Yeah, if they're healthy and if CP3 balances that team, it can run some pick and rolls and change the offense out and can supplement Steph Curry minutes on the bench. And say Steph is on the bench, Draymond's on the bench, and you have Clay and you have Andrew Wiggins out there with Chris Paul. Now you got some people that can shoot. Chris Paul can shoot.
Yeah.
You can stretch the floor. You can run the pick and roll. You can get Andrew Wiggins more involved. You can get the big guys coming off the bench more involved. Sarek, he can shoot. So it's like, man, I see what they're trying to do, and they try to flip Jordan Poole quickly because they know that core is getting older.
Well, I guess where my concern is with Phoenix is So you got 4 teams that's already coming back, right? So you got Denver Lakers, Warriors. I'm going to say we could put the Suns in there. But Memphis ain't going nowhere. Because even with Ja Morant out for 25 games,
Bro,
who they picked up in the offseason, it's like...
They got Marcus Smart, though. So hear me out on this. So the Memphis team that the Lakers played is not the team that is about to come back next year. Next year, Ja's going to come back. They signed D-Rose, kind of be that leader, run the team while he's out. But you got Ja Morant, you got Marcus Smart, you got Jaren Jackson, you got Steven Adams.
That's
and
what
then
I'm
you got
saying.
Desmond Bain.
Well,
that's what
I'm saying.
Brandon Clark coming off the bench,
after,
another big man coming off the bench.
Well, that's right after I said Phoenix, I said Memphis ain't going nowhere. Like,
I thought you meant that in a negative way.
No,
Yeah,
I meant
I
like
agree with you for sure.
They're still going to be a problem.
They're going to be a problem for sure.
Because even with them 25 games Ja missed, they're going to win more than half of them. Because even with Ja Morant out, when you just who you named,
that's
bro, we still
man.
winning half of them. Because last year with Steven Adams and with Brandon Clark hurt, we still went 12-2 without him. We just added Marcus Smart. We just added Derrick Rose, and we got the 2 people that was injured back.
The improvement, just getting Steven Adams back. Brandon Clark, I know he's a solid player, but Steven Adams is gangster, bro. And he's an amazing fit next to Triple J.
Yep.
But the upgrade from Dylan Brooks to Marcus Smart,
bro.
Come on, I'm such a big Marcus Smart fan. The fact that they added that to already that Memphis mentality that's been there for decades, man.
Yep.
They got some tough, rugged motherfuckers down there that's going to play defense.
You know what's the one game? Well, 2 probably. But the one game I always want to go to every year and I keep missing it? Lakers Grizzlies. I want to see that game in person. I want to see that one, and I want to see Grizzlies Warriors in person.
Yeah.
Them the 2 games I want to see in person. But when you look at that, so you got Grizzlies, Timberwolves have consistently been around the play-in since the play-in tournament started. They're there, early first round bounce. Okay. But the Thunder. Phoenix has a problem if they make the playoffs. Because when you think of every team we named...
Thunder are a gangster, bro. I'm such a big fan of them.
Bro, when you think of every team we named out of those 8 that aren't Phoenix, who can Phoenix beat? You might give the Warriors a run for their money. Might. So let's say the Warriors is your matchup.
I'm still sorry to cut you off. I'm still a big fan of the Pelicans too. If Zion, if he could ever get healthy, bro.
Bro, when you look at whoever will wind up 7 and 8 seed, they're all problems. Like New Orleans,
shit, the 9 too. The plan is gonna be tough. That's why it goes back to what you were saying before about
that's what I'm saying.
Teams
7 through 10 are gonna be a problem. Like, when you look at 7 through 10...
Yeah, you better come correct them the top of the season.
You know, one thing, when we was playing the Timberwolves in the play-in, right? I was like, we cannot lose this game. Because if we go play the Thunder, we are not making the playoffs. Like,
shit would have been way different.
You already know with how tired our team was going into the playoffs, if we would have lost the 7th seed to Minnesota and had to go play the Thunder, we weren't making the playoffs.
The fact that the Lakers made it to the Western Conference Finals, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Brian was playing on maybe a fucked up ankle. Who knows? I heard it was torn tendons in his ankle. He was playing on one leg. AD, that motherfucker ain't been fucking healthy in about 7 years.
Right since COVID started.
Yeah, COVID fucked him up or something, man. But he was playing like, hurt AD. I play hard one game, and then the next game I give you 5 and 7.
He basically load managing without sitting out.
That shit is crazy, bro. He's like, how we shooting tonight? Because if we shooting like shit, I ain't trying.
Right.
I'll play some good defense, though. With his big ass. You ain't got to move too much.
So you remember when I said I think Phoenix can win first round if they land at 5 or 6, right? Golden State got to be the other team because they not beating nobody else.
Yeah.
Like Golden State has to.
They
be
could
the
beat the
other team.
Clippers.
The Clippers ain't gonna make the playoffs again for a while. We know that. Look,
What if they're healthy? What if they're finally healthy?
look at the 8 teams we just named.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, man. You're gonna have to come out guns blazing for sure.
You realize who you have to knock out to make
And
the
then,
8
and then
seed?
you're gonna have a preserved LeBron James in the
Bro,
playoffs to deal with too.
This might be the first season. I mean, this might be the first season in 3.5 seasons the Lakers beat the Clippers at home.
I fucking hate them. I fucking hate watching, like, playing against them, man. Like, they were just so much shit talk, and they just beat us every single motherfucking time.
Bro, you know this might, like, Lakers might win the season series.
We'll see, man. If they're still healthy, they still got Kawhi and PG and little Zubac's punk ass, and I think Marcus Morris, and they got some ballers over there, but
Man, PG is a podcaster now,
for real.
and he's a good one.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. He's almost as good as me on this motherfucking Talk Smack with Mac shit. But Shamel, man, I appreciate you getting on the pod. I want to end it with one more question. Give me your finals prediction, the teams that are going to be playing, and then your ultimate winner for next NBA season.
With the Dame trade or without?
We're going to hypothetically say he's going to the Heat.
Portland won't make the playoffs again for a while.
They won't be relevant ever again.
You want me to give you finals predictions or conference finals predictions?
Both, and then leading up to the finals.
All right, so I think in the conference finals, we'll have a repeat. It'll be Denver, LA, because I think Denver and LA are going to be 1 and 2. They won't play each other until the conference finals. I think for the Eastern Conference Finals, with Dame in Miami, I'm gonna have to put Miami in it, and I'm gonna say the Bucks. I'm gonna say the Bucks and Miami are 1 and 2 next year, on the East, because I'm pretty sure Giannis about to come back with something to prove. You
can't count that motherfucker out, man. They don't call him the Greek Freak for nothing.
Like, everybody forgot about the Bucks because they got bounced in the first round by the Heat. But they got bounced by the team that made it to the finals. Let's be real.
Yep. And that's like fucking Giannis's nemesis, bro. Is the Heat. They bust their ass every single time, man.
Yep.
I love it.
So it's like I'm looking at Bucks Heat in the finals on the Eastern Conference Finals, because I think they're going to be 1 and 2 on the East, just like I think Denver and LA going to be 1 and 2 on the West. And the only LA that matters is the Lakers. The Clippers are going to be the Inglewood Clippers. But anytime you say LA, they have never been mentioned, even when they're a live city in the early 2010s, man. Bro, I'll be playing
Lakers
before
city,
I get to my finals prediction. I'll be playing 2K, and when they make the floor a Clippers floor, I'm like, why they acting like the Lakers away?
Covering up all them banners and shit.
Right, like,
stop it.
I think honestly, I guess they get in their own arena now, so it don't matter. But they should have been made like a cross-team floor.
Why would you want to share the floor with the fucking Lakers? You're gonna live in their shadow forever.
Oh yeah, bro. You know what's crazy to me is the days that they be having two home games in the one day. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all really flipped the whole arena in 3 hours.
Yeah, you better be paying them boys a lot of money. Shit.
Like, bro, Clippers
Working
game
hard.
start at 1 and the Lakers game start at 7.
7:30.
Clippers game ends at 4. It still take about an hour to get everybody out the arena, probably more.
And then you know some of the players want to show up early and get their shots up.
So then you got to flip the whole floor and all the banners. The Clippers always play the noon game. They ain't never getting that primetime game.
Yeah,
all right, but my finals prediction, I'm trying to decide if I'm being biased. No, I'm not. My finals prediction is Lakers Bucks.
Oof. All right, so I've been wanting this just for this fucking only reason, AD versus Giannis matchup. They're playing each other on both ends of the court. You don't see that much in today's NBA. So you have two of the most dominant players. Giannis is arguably the best player in the league, and AD
Kareem's
doesn't
gonna be
really
at
get
every
his.
game.
Oh, you know it. You know it. Probably hating on the Lakers too, hating on Bron and shit. But you have two of the best players at the same position going at it up and down the court for a 7-game series. Then you throw LeBron James' old ass in there too, and it's going to be very, very interesting. That's a good prediction, man. I'm going to write that down.
It's a fair one too, right? Like, that's a very likely outcome. Like, because here's my thing. I think you get this squad that the Lakers have, even if you get last year's squad, but definitely this squad that the Lakers have, keep them together the whole year.
Mm-hmm. Have a training camp under them. You have a lot of young guys, young ball handlers, like we mentioned before.
Denver
you're going to alleviate all that pressure.
Sweeping them. Denver might take it to 7, but it'll probably be Lakers in 6.
That's a tough one. I want to see the addition of Gabe Vincent. I didn't watch a lot of his games, outside of the playoffs and shit like that. I want to see if his three-point shot is going to fall or if he is just another Dennis Schroeder, which is not a bad thing. I also want to see Taurean Prince. I'm a fan of his. That boy could hoop.
Yeah.
He could hoop. I'm very curious why he only got signed for how much he got paid for. That's my only red flag on him.
Even with Jackson Hayes being on a minimum, that's a steal.
That's a steal for sure.
Like,
he's a young backup center, energetic rim protector, could catch the lob.
He would be a starter.
It's like a JaVale
McGee. Yep.
Yeah, that's Jackson Hayes for you, and something to prove too.
What? I ain't even gonna hold you. Jackson Hayes might finesse his way into playing center mid-season.
I can see it on against certain teams.
Like, you gonna move LeBron back to small forward, put AD at power forward, put Jackson Hayes at starting center. I feel like he gonna do what Rui did. He gonna slowly show you.
Way in there. I hope so. That means it's good things. Good things for the Lakers. Shit, I hope
we
to
need
see that.
3 niggas over 6'9".
For real. There's no way that we have a lineup of the center being interchanging between Rui Hachimura and LeBron James. 39-year-old LeBron. We don't need that shit unless he's like fucking Karl Malone in that bitch.
When you think about it, Rui can still come off the bench. Because even off the bench, he was giving us 25.
Yes, he was.
Bro, so it's like you could...
How sustainable is that, too? That's something else I want to see about him. What's his three-point percentage going to end up at the end of the season?
I guarantee you somewhere in the middle of the season.
36.
I say...
I'm hoping higher.
I'm hoping 37, 38.
If it's 37, 38, he's earning all 17 millions because he that mid-range of his is nice. He's very versatile on defense. So if he's shooting at a 37, hopefully 38% clip, fuck yeah, we're going to be winning a lot of ball games with that because Taurean Prince is going to match that. Yep. Taurean Prince is another really good 3-and-D player that could shoot the fucking 3.
Hopefully D'Lo didn't stop shooting shots after the series.
Yeah, hopefully
because know he was shooting after every game.
I think he got something to prove, man. I think D'Lo's got something to prove. Maybe he'll play some defense for once in his career.
I'm betting at one point in the season, the starting lineup will be D'Lo, AR, LeBron, AD, Jackson Hayes.
Man, I'm not gonna argue that, especially against certain lineups like I mentioned before, but I fuck with.
I would say against New Orleans,
bro.
And against the Thunder. That's the lineup they need.
All right, I'm gonna end this episode with one segment against about the Thunder, bro. One, they had a fantastic team last year. They do. I know I've been a little dramatic with the numbers I've been throwing out there about draft picks, but they really do got like 15 first-round picks in the next like 4 seasons.
Don't they got 35?
Yep, let's go. You said it, not me. And then on top of that, Chet, the guy that they drafted number 2 overall, who's gangster.
I was talking so much shit about him in the barbershop. I was like,
he's cold, bro.
I said the man got a season-ending injury in the Pro-Am game.
Yeah. I think that shit was planned. It was like broken foot.
It was like, let him go put some weight on real quick.
Yeah, let's go ahead and redshirt you, bro. Don't even trip. You're about 118 pounds and you're 7'3".
They let Wemby play 2 summer league games and said, nah, come to San Antonio. We're done.
Yeah. Fuck this, man. You're worth like my left nut. That's how valuable you are. Stop playing in fucking Vegas Summer League.
You about to come home.
Or Utah, whatever. Look, Utah even worse.
Look, you about to come home, eat. And lift weights.
Yeah. The owner just buying that boy steaks. Right. All that good shit.
Like, let's go to Whataburger. Look, we about to put fat
on
you.
We go to In-N-Out? Hell yeah, we can. Let's go. Hey, man, Shamel, I appreciate you getting on the pod, bro.
For sure. Thanks for having me,
Yeah,
man.
next time you come back, because I know you're going to come back. That conversation's too good because I be talking that good sports shit, people. But no, next time you come back, I do want to touch on you being an actor, man. You going to IMTA, your whole experience there, checking out New York, seeing all the lights. I'm sure you've been there before. It seems like you go everywhere. But I want to know more about you personally. So this time I wanted to, just talk some sports because it's been so long for me. I've been itching. But yeah. Regardless, one hell of a conversation, man.
Sure.
I appreciate talking to you. I know you know that good shit when it comes to basketball. Maybe next time we'll peek into some other little sports and shit. But, yeah, man, if you want to plug yourself or anything like that, this your chance.
Oh, yeah. How y'all doing? It's Shamel Jae. Like I said, actor, entertainer, live host. You can follow me on Instagram at Shamel, 4 real. That's SHAMEL, 4, and the word real. And all my other links are in there. I'm deleting my Facebook after my wedding, so don't try to find me.
Oh, don't look for the Facebook, people. But anyways, Shamel, I appreciate you, man. That sums it up with this returning episode of Talk Smack with Mac, baby. I was talking all that good shit. Shamel was talking that good shit. And hopefully his motherfucking prediction is right and the Lakers make it back to the finals. But that remains to be seen. We will find out on the next episode of Talk Smack with Mac.
Let's talk smack. Let's talk.